Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Marvel Must-Haves April 2024. Ooh, now, this was kind of like a freebie thing that has a collection of certain kind of issues. This one having Uncanny Avengers issue 1, Captain America issue 3, and Daredevil issue 2. So, since I've already been reading and reviewing Captain America issue 3, I'm not doing that one, but if you see this, I think this is a pretty good one to kind of like check out because I read through the Uncanny Avengers issue 1 and Daredevil issue 2, and those are the ones that we're going to go through with this one. So, we first start off with the Uncanny Avengers issue 1, not long ago. This way, MODOK. You have a wonderful lair, Dr. Stasis, but why aren't we using the lights? Because our friend's eyes haven't adjusted yet. Are you sure he's necessary? I think so, yes. He's going to get his hands dirty, and a little deniability goes a long way. Success is not assured. Good, he's awake and vitals are strong. As we see them, it's like, what the hell is kind of going on here with MODOK and Dr. Stasis? Granted, if you've been keeping track, they've been, of course, part of Orcus's kind of plot and everything. Hello there, this must be disorienting for you. My name is Dr. Stasis, this is MODOK. We've combined our considerable intellects to correct a terrible mistake. The world has changed since you've been gone. It's worse, of course, but we're making it better, and we want to enlist you to our cause. America has gone downhill, and I'm glad you're sitting down because I have some terrible news. The mutants have formed their own country. We are members of Orcus, the humble servants of humanity. Right. Filling the void in law and order since S.H.I.E.L.D's demise. See, you always have to watch out when S.H.I.E.L.D. goes away like that. It'll either transform into Hammer, or we've got this shit going on. Today is fast approaching when we will wipe the mutants off the face of the earth at their state function on the summer solstice. It will be messy. We will need to manage the survivors and public opinion. We won't rest until a new world order is cemented in mankind's image. And we could use a few good men, so blink twice if... as he punches his way through whatever thing's going on. I was like, shit! Now granted, that's a little bit plot dumpy, but I mean, you kind of need to because we don't know what this person knows and doesn't. We'll take that as a yes. Brace yourself, friend. The world is in need of your power. Let's get this man a uniform. I think I know just the one to use, as they kind of like zoom in on Dr. Stasis's face. And then, of course, this leads to the mutant massacre thing with Captain Krakoa, as we had seen in the Free Comic Book Day. It has been weeks since this Captain Krakoa attacked Washington, D.C., as we see Ben Urch pretty much talking about this. The times we're living through have only gotten more interesting, unfortunately. My name is Ben Urch, and I'm a reporter. Don't care that my resume says my job actually is right now. I'm the owner of the Daily Bugle, but my job is reporter. The mutants banded together and formed a nation. The announcement was heard around the world. They grew medicines to treat diseases of the mind, and in turn, turned out that those drugs have been tainted. If you believe Orcus, the hodgepodge of questionable characters, thank you, the mutants are to blame, and maybe that's true, maybe not. Me? Well, I haven't made up my mind yet. I don't know all the facts, but I will, as we see them pretty much screwing over the kind of door portal that they had in New York. What is true is that the X-Men had their own symbol of a nation. It was Cyclops operating under the name Captain Krakoa. I find it hard to believe that's the same man who committed a vicious act of terrorism in Washington, D.C., as we saw in Free Comic Book Day Uncanny Avengers. If Captain Krakoa is a false flag operation, it's working. Fear of Krakoa and mutants in general has never been higher, and Orcus has set their aims higher still. Most of the mutants walking through their magic plant gate. Most of the mutants walked through their magic plant gates and haven't been seen since. Orcus has been rounding up the ones who didn't leave and deporting them to Mars, where a divergent line of mutants has taken up residence. As we see them pretty much taking them off like that. And at first, I thought this dude here was like Thunderbolt Ross, but we'll see that that's I don't think the case because the dude pretty much issues pop up. I find keeping up with my own planet's politics exhausting, but evidently there's a civil war raging up there, and their fates are very much tenuous. One thing is for sure, one way or another, there are a lot of people who need to face justice, and a lot of dead folks who need to be avenged. It's going to be a big story. Luckily, I've got a friendly source on the inside. And it's like, okay, Ben, what are you doing? So we switch to Orcus Infiltration Center, Kansas City, Missouri now. Anyone not willing to take Orcus mutant inhibitor injection, your one-way ticket is ready. Keep your head down and keep moving. In a moment, anyone who wishes to run may do so. Do not return to your homes. Hey, keep it moving, lady. Looks like somebody needs some motivation. It's like, what the fuck's going on here? And then we see her just slice and kill the dude pretty much. It's like, shit! Oh god, that's a gnarly blood splattering on that other dude. That was my signal, by the way. If you're staying, you're fighting. As we see that it's Psylocke. Yeah, alright. Psylocke was trained by the Hand to be an assassin. Until the mutant massacre, she said as a great captain of Krakoa, charged with the nation's defense. She'll never forgive herself for the fall of Krakoa, but it wasn't her fault. The assault was a brilliantly executed trap with a flawless propaganda component. Yep, there's only so much you can do on that kind of stuff. And that's a really good shot right there for just going through and taking them out. Kawanon's, Kawanon, I think I'm pronouncing that. If I'm not, I'm sorry. Mutant Gift was a psychic knife, but she rarely used it, and instead opted for more lethal tools, as she's just, like, taking them out like a badass. It's like, she's not letting them take them. The weeks following the attack, she hid by day, and at night, she shared the darkness within her with the fascists who had nearly exterminated her people. She cut and ran and hid, and was always long gone before the new Sentinels packing Iron Man's technology arrived. It's a dead end! Monet St. Creo, aka Penance, was her partner. They were among a small number of mutants who had been tactically trained. And I'm not that well versed with Penance, but she's kind of awesome. Alright everybody, while my partner Psylocke does her daily exercise regime, run for your lives, do not return to your homes. Both were failed warriors who had decided to go out cutting as much as they could. They accepted their fate and were content to kill as many of them as possible as they went. It's like, I understand that kind of option in a war like that. God, and look at Psylocke. She fucking, like, uses that one dude, kicks his ass off. They do pretty good artwork here. They do not skimp on it. There were children on that island. And she's going, and she utilizes her psychic knife. So many children taking out the one dude. When she had a moment to spare, Psylocke made them feel the pain that they had caused. It was self-care for the assassin. She knew that one night she'd be challenged by metal she could not cut. She was that night. Easy, Psylocke, as we see Steve popping up. And it's like, how is this gonna kinda go? Why am I not surprised? The great Captain America protecting the oppressors of mutants. Let's make it a fair fight. Where are the rest of the Avengers? Well, actually, and then he utilized his shield to knock out one of the Orchis members instead. And then starts taking out other ones as well with the shield as it comes back. That's what I wanted to talk to you and Penance about. And I kind of like this. It's like, Steve's like, nuh-uh, I'm not protecting them. I have a little bit of experience fighting fascism. Took me a couple of nights to get a beat on you, but if I can, so can Orchis. Our enemy is way ahead of us, and we need to get caught up fast. And I think, given the terrible events of the past few weeks, the world could use an example of unity. Was hoping you both would enlist in my new Avengers team. I'm in his mind as much as he'll let me. It's not a trap. I don't think I can stand any lectures about my methods. They kill hundreds of thousands of mutants, then avenge them. It's like, that's a little bit more over than I usually think of for Steve, but avenging can take various different kind of ways. I mean, these people are pretty much trying to herd these people into camps, and you're trying, like, either you're fighting them, and Steve knows fighting the Nazis and Hydra that you have to fight these motherfuckers. And then we see that he has two other people already. Charges are set, Cap, Deadpool. I believe you know Deadpool and Quicksilver. I ran as many of the mutants as I could to the Canadian border. So I get this, Steve. It's like, it's a little bit more outside of my comfort area, but I understand because they're in an uncomfortable zone with Orchis pretty much going and taking on and pretty much attempting to exterminate all the mutants. It's like Psylocke and Penance are fighting back on that. And it's great to see Quicksilver kind of pop back up. He's not really utilized a lot. Kawanon, I want to change my vote. We can always quit if they go soft. Okay, we're in. It's like, okay, but be careful you don't become the monsters that you're fighting. So they decide to go with bogeys are incoming. Gotta move. I want to stay close to the anti-mutant rally in DC tonight. It might prove to be too tempting a target for Captain Krakoa. Let's make a quiet exit for now. Those Sentinels are a problem. As of course we start seeing the Stark Sentinels that we've seen, Tony, and later on we'll see the Avengers are deciding to deal with. Someone going to do something about them? Stark is on it, but the solution needs to be engineered, and he needs some time. Maybe we'll get some good news at our meeting later. I'm going to continue my scouting of the Orchis defenses. I should have North America fully mapped soon. It's like, yeah, Quicksilver. Deadpool to Sugar, come in, Sugar. The Rogers family adventure have 2 more stabby friends, and we're Oscar Mike to our secret home base that is totally not a mansion outside New York, in case anyone is listening. It's like, Very interesting to see Deadpool in here and dealing with this. Don't sugar me, Wade, as we see that he's talking to Rogue. That's my favorite Whitesnake song. Over. I ain't in the mood. I'm just seeing how close I can get to Orcus Gulag before I set off their alarms. Oh shit! Well, evidently it's about 200 meters. I'm sorry. It's kind of funny, even though it's not really a funny situation. As Rogue's like, all right, Caesar essentially like, fuck. All right, that's it. Then sometimes you have to do that, and of course, if anyone can do that, it's Rogue because of the abilities that she's got. We mutants are going to need some ways of blending in, I think. The X-Men's former jet, the Thunderbird, streaks across the southern Pacific Ocean. And then we see Blob. Let's see. And this other dude, this kind of crazy-ass dude, with Captain Krakoa, as he starts doing his own kind of Avengers squad. We're over Krakoa now. I wish we could go home. It's too dangerous to go home. This is why we fight, Blob. It's up to us now, the new Brotherhood. You and Wildside take the Thunderbird to a higher altitude and wait. I want to check the island's prison and see if there's any more soldiers for our cause. If I trip any alarms, return to base and I'll make it back in my own time. Captain Krakoa has been telling a lot of lies. One that he was invisible to the Stark Sentinels that patrolled Krakoa. Mainly probably because he's not a mutant. He's lied about everything, even his name. Blob thought he was Cyclops. Wildside didn't care. He just wanted to kill. Both were Captain Krakoa's useful idiots. The pit under the Quiet Council chamber was where the mutants hid the worst of their kind. The soldier was looking for a particular duo, as he pretty much plunges down through everything. Like, yeah, crack, crack, crack. So then we see him down there talking with these two people. Decide right now. Come with me or stay here and fight the humans intent on exterminating you. You both come from a great family. Baron von Strucker shook the world, and now the world must move again. While Andrea and Andreas, his fine mutant children, join my crusade, Fenris will probably fight alongside you, Cyclops. That name is dead. I'm Captain Krakoa now, and forever. Isn't anybody going to help me up? It's like, okie dokie. So then we shift over to learning kind of other kind of stuff about how Steve was kind of doing this. In Manhattan, an opposing force was being gathered by a very different soldier. Steve Rogers was a born leader, and he learned long ago that misfits could be tempered into the finest soldiers. Yep. Deadpool would have fit right in among the Howling Commandos, even if he would have annoyed them morning, noon, and night. I agree with that. Captain America had redeemed Deadpool once on the Avengers Unity Squad, and it had cost Wade Wilson everything during the rise of a secret empire. Yep. Rogers was not to blame, but he felt he owed Deadpool another chance on the Unity Squad for following his doppelganger blindly into destruction. Yeah, that's why Steve's good, and I think that's kind of cool that him and Wade have a kind of relationship like that, as we see Psylocke and Penance popping up with them. With the recruitment of Psylocke and Penance, the team was complete if not ready for the challenges ahead. And it's actually got a pretty solid team in my opinion with this. The old Morlock tunnels snaked under Manhattan. They were once home to the mutants who had no place in the surface world. Now they are the refuge of the reigning X-Men. So just how hard is Tony Stark fighting the forces of evil? And then of course we see Tony and Emma pop up. The glass is filled with ginger ale. I'm playing possum while Orcus watches me like a hawk. I'm working every waking minute on a solution to the Sentinels. I'm sure you all have met my personal assistant, Hazel Kendall. There's no need for this Hazel Kendall charade down here. You all know who I am. White Queen, more like undercover boss Emma Frost. I thought the X-Men were meeting us. They're here. You can come out. You weren't followed. It's the real reason I was recruited, right? The Avengers have always been a little light on the telepathic department. Hello, Shadowcat. I thought it was time you met Rasputin. She'll be leading the assault on Nimrod. Humans. She's from the future, but you won't tell me anything about it. Yeah, that's usually how this happens, Miss Marvel. Welcome to knowing that. And then we got Emma. Let's just be glad there is a future, Miss Marvel. This inhibitor ring prevents my gifts from being detected up on the surface by the Sentinels, but I don't need them to know that someone is fast approaching. Cap, your hunch was right. I think I found our target. Sorry to cut this short. We'll keep our eyes on the dead drops if you need any of us. If you need us. Unity Squad, on me. I still think Avenging X-Men sounds better than Unity Squad, and if you gotta use it, if you're not gonna use it, somebody should. And so, of course, Quicksilver started taking it, and I'm like, actually, I like the Unity Squad, and I'm pretty much on Cap's thing, but Avenging X-Men, that's actually a fucking good one. That's really good. So we see Quicksilver delivering them to where they need to go to fight Captain Krakoa. Quicksilver was the fastest man alive. He'd suffered a couple of hard years, and I really actually kind of like this section because it gave me some information on Quicksilver. I'm like, what's kind of going on here? First, he and his sister discovered they weren't really the children of Magneto. Okay, they were not mutants, and Krakoa was not for them. So it's like, oh shit. Then, before he could reconcile with Magneto, the Master of Magnetism was killed in action on Krakoa. Not Krakoa, Arakko. Shit. Watch the hands. Need a tight grip or you're going to wind up with road rash. Pietro found purpose in his service as an Avenger. He was further proof that Roger's reclamation of Misfits was a worthwhile endeavor. Yep, where are we headed? You were right. They're after atomic weapons. Whoever you are, your attacks have become predictable, Captain Krakoa. God only knows if you'd have done what you'd have done if we weren't here to stop you. Blob and Bob, how are you standing next to him? You don't get to question my company, Rogue. Not when you're standing next to the Star-Spangled Fascists. America supports Orcus. You never cared about Krakoa. Well, we do. We're the New Mutant Liberation Front. It's like, yeah, but Cap's fighting against them. Cap usually fights against that stuff. So then we see essentially these two different kind of like Avenger squad kind of fighting against each other. As we see Psylocke going up against Wildside, being like, hey, listen, you have one chance to surrender. Shut up and stay out of my head. I'll have that armor, Murder. You can have it. If you're still awake when I'm done. As like Captain Krakoa just takes penance out. Shall we, Andrea? Let's, Andreas. Let's start with Deadpool. He's always so annoying. Ah! And we see that Deadpool gets a hole blasted into him. This is a pretty fucking violent comic. I just watched this uniform. Damn it, Fred, you're fighting this war all wrong. Disguising yourself in the uniform of your enemy is a violation of the Geneva Convention. As he starts, like, utilizing his shield to take on Wildside and Captain Krakoa, it's like, yeah, utilizing Steve's shield throwing pretty well there. That's a hard thing to do, and I'm glad that they did it. Now let's see who you really are under that mask. I'm the fighting symbol of my nation, Rogers. Ugh. The Krakoan battlesuit was designed to amplify the strength of ordinary non-combatants, giving them an edge during an extinction level event. However, this new Captain Krakoa he was much stronger than an ordinary human. And Steve's like, what? Tisk. Your tasks are so obvious and predictable. Allow me to break you of that habit. As if we then see that Steve's arm is then broken by Captain Krakoa, as it says, next, New Avengers. So that's where it ends. We also get this op-ed by fucking Dr. Stasis, which is just bullshit. But it's interesting to see that kind of stuff pop up before we pretty much see that the have a trade-back collection coming out on sale on May 24th. So if you're interested in this and liked what you saw and read, go for it. And be like, okay, so I really like that they're able to give this kind of first issue here. Now, let's get to Daredevil. And that was done by Jerry Duggan and Javier Garron. So I actually really like the art style and the writing there. And now we get to Daredevil issue 2 by Ahmed Kuder and Abartov. So let's see. When Matt Murdock was a kid, he lost his sight in an accident involving radioactive chemicals. Though he could no longer see, the chemicals heightened Murdock's other senses and imbued him with an amazing 360-degree radar sense. For years, Matt used his abilities to fight for his city as Daredevil until he sacrificed his life to save the souls of his friends trapped in hell by the sadistic hand cult and Sleater the Beast. Recently, Matt somehow returned to life, born again as a Catholic priest overseeing the St. Nicholas Youth Home, but a demonic entity mysteriously obsessed with Matt is targeting those who are close to him, starting with Elektra Nachios, Matt's ex-wife and current Daredevil. Though Matt was able to exorcise the demon, the fleeing entity promised greater threats to come, and the struggle has finally stirred memories long hidden. Matt is Daredevil once more, and the devil is angry. It's like, okay, that actually caught me up a lot. Well, so, oh god, I love the art there. That's just really cool seeing the duality there of Matt and Daredevil. What does God want from me? The question persists even as cop cars squeal to a halt in front of my building. Once, I was the lawyer Matt Murdock. Once, I was the vigilante Daredevil. Now I'm Father Matt, director of St. Nicholas's Youth Home. I went to hell to save my friends, but God brought me back, and now the police are pounding on my door. Their heartbeats, the smell of their collective sweat, I don't know why they're here, but they're ready to bust heads. I know because I've learned to sense the tinge of imminent violence. Lord help me, I've learned to like it. But I'm living a new life now. I won't face these armed, angry men as the devil, as we see him pretty much seeing it. I really like, actually, how they showcase how Matt sees the world with that kind of sonar-like thing up top. I'll face them as a man of God. Officers, can I help you? You Father Matt? That's me. What seems to be the Father Matt? The cops are here. What the hell do they want? I kind of love that with the kids. It's like, ah, shit, the cops are here. It's like, yes, I'm speaking to them. I'm not sure yet, Ashley. Please go back to bed, everyone. Hey, sweetheart. Everything alright in there? I'm not your sweetheart, pig, and I'm fine. Why don't you kiss my... Whoa, Ashley! All of you, please go back to your rooms. Fine. Yo, you jerks better leave Father Matt alone. Sorry about that. They haven't had great experiences with police. Now, how can I help you? Been getting calls at the precinct about this. Just came down here to talk. It's like... I love that he's attempting to show him something. He's like, in case you hadn't noticed, officer, I'm blind. Could you read me whatever that is, please? Oh, yeah. Disturbing allegations have emerged about St. Nicholas's Community Center run by the mysterious Father Matt. In a post that has attracted millions of views, the social media account Reveal All Devils claims the center is a training ground for teen criminals. What? RID claims armed individuals have been seen coming and going from the center, and that the self-styled Father Matt has ties to the underworld. According to the report, he provides shelter to juvenile offenders and exploits their criminal talents for gain. This is insane. Look, Father, we just need to take a look inside the... So you're here scaring the children in my care because of some sick rumor? You brought all these cops here based on this tabloid crap? It's like, yeah, that's... I mean, there's investigating to a certain degree, but I mean... You need, like, proof. A blonde girl in there. That's Ashley Waladka. You know she's got a record already, right, Padre? Been stealing shit in the neighborhood for years. I thought I recognized her. You mind if we come in? It's like, yeah, no. Unless you have a warrant, officers. Yes, I mind. It's like, yeah. Come on, Father. You don't want to go there with us. Threatening a blind man of the cloth department really sent their finest tonight, huh? Look, Padre, we just need... If you'd like to come inside, please come back with a warrant. Or don't come back at all. As Matt slams the door on him. It's like, alright, now again, I haven't really read many Daredevil comics, but I'm liking how they're setting up Matt here. It's very different to go from lawyer to him taking care of kids like this. It's interesting, though. You see that? Damn, he was like, or don't come back at all. That was like a movie. It's like, I have to admit, I like how they write the kids. Now, granted, it's what you kind of expect kids to, but not in the complete stereotypical sense of kind of what's going on. Even though you can kind of come off as the things for the basis of them, but it's like that's totally how they would do it. All right. All of you get your butts back to bed. Why'd the cops show up anyway? Probably my fault. Nah, it's those bull rumors online. This is why we need a Rick Rock account for St. Nick's, so we can post the truth. I said butts in bed. I turn away as Javi herds the kids off, hiding my rage from them. Someone is trying to destroy the godly work we do here. It makes me angry. When I get angry, I let the devil out. And I really like the art style, but I love how we shift over and see him don the Daredevil mask. It's like, that's great. So it's like, ooh boy. Once in another lifetime, swinging between rooftops helped to calm me. Tonight, the wind rushes past my face, just fans the flames. I need to hit someone. It's like, you gotta be careful with that, Matt. I understand being angry and trying to do something, but be careful. I hear the sound of gunfire, and God forgive me, I'm almost happy as we see shit completely going downhill. Now again, this isn't as, I mean, it's violent, kind of like the other one, but not as, like, complete gore spattered. But I do like the bada-bada-bada and everything. This is the Heat's territory now, you worthless shits. Ugh! The Dragons, an old-school local crew, are tangling with some new gang I don't know. Whoever they are, they have serious hardware. The Dragons don't stand a chance. More importantly, civilians are likely to get hurt. Unless I stop it. Yeah, go Daredevil. Help that shit out. Yeah. Someone's injured and trying to run away, and it's like, too late to run, chumps. You ain't gonna do shit but die, so... And then whack as Daredevil gets into the fray. And I actually really like how the action is done here. Now granted, I'm not that well versed with Daredevil, but I like his kind of acrobatic style and the use of his stick and his martial arts and how it kind of works out in here. Because that's a key thing that I always look for when I'm doing comic reviews as well. What are these characters kind of known for? Like we see in the Uncanny Avengers, we see that Steve being a central figure and how his shield is very well done with what's kind of going on in the art style. Daredevil here as well. Tony with tech and how armor and technology is done. Doctor Strange with how magic and everything's shown and kind of utilized. Same with like Ghost Rider with the flames and the flaming skulls and all that. That's always a kind of big thing, and I really like this. And if you're into Daredevil, I hope that you like this and this brings it up for you as well. You guys are new to the neighborhood. Figured I'd welcome you properly. He dropped Marky. Ice him. fuck, is that Daredevil? The dude one? I heard he was dead. I just like the confusion of everything kind of going on with it. Well, if he ain't, he's about to. Ugh! The soles of my feet connect with Kevlar mesh. It hurts. Custom made anti-ballistic suits. Stomp, snap, and crack. And I love the progression there as he like stomps down. He puts the baton together and cracks against someone. Military grade weapons too, as he then starts dodging fire and like cracking out everywhere. Plug him, damn it! He's too damn fast. There, he's over there. Thwump as he punches one, kicks another. So who the hell is this out-of-nowhere crew, and how'd they get gear like this? Yes, you're asking the important questions, Matt. So how are we going to figure that out? Time to talk, tough guy. What's the deal with this new crew? Heard you call yourselves the Heat. Tell me who's calling the shots before things get unpleasant. Fuck you, horn boy. You ain't going to do shit to me. Not with the boys in blue rolling up. Didn't you already get locked up for killing a dude? Damn it, how'd they get here so fast as we see the police popping up? That's right, run away. We'll be back on the street tomorrow, guaranteed. So watch your ass. Watch your fucking six, Mr. Daredevil. It's like, yeah, but he stopped you from killing any more people, so fuck off. And I like seeing the whole like sonar thing going on there. The following afternoon, only 2 hours of sleep last night. I understand those mornings. Granted, I have not done that often, but they are motherfuckers. And I didn't even fight any people. I was just doing work for shit. It's like, no. Papers and shit. Oh, God. The exhaustion has taken its toll. Father, Matt, despite my superior senses, I don't notice Jason until he's right next to me. Jason, sorry, didn't see you there. Hey, get it? Very funny. Father, you gotta talk to Danilo. Danilo, why? What's wrong? Kids at school are messing with his school profile. Let me see that. That feeling when your parents are dead and you live with criminals. That's what people would do. Seriously. And it's fucking disgusting. Oh, Lord. Dude, maybe he killed his own parents. What's wrong with these kids? Like, that's how assholes become assholes. They don't... That shit's not stopped, and they just become bigger, and they eventually think that they can go around with military-grade hardware and kill whoever the fuck they want. Should I just kick all their asses? Language. It's like, geez, kid. That wouldn't be helpful, Jason, but thank you for telling me. I'll go talk to Danilo. Hey there, Danilo. Hey, Father. Hi, Father. Sounds like you had a tough day dealing with jerks. Father, you said God always has a plan, right? Well, I hate his plan. Am I going to hell for saying that? Getting mad at God was enough to send us to hell, kiddo. I don't know if anybody would make it to heaven. Yes, thank you, Matt. Like, I don't mind. I like it when people like have frank discussions about that kind of stuff. But sometimes it's really hard for us to understand God's plan. I sure won't pretend to know it. I mean, think of all the shit that Matt's had to deal with. Whoa. But I do know this. You're tough. You're smart. And 4th grade doesn't last forever. You're going places in life that these jerks can't even comprehend. Do you hear me? I kind of get that pep talk. But that's only if you're allowed to kind of do that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, where am I going? And the problem is sometimes 4th grade does last forever. I.e., that whole kind of situation and scenario. It's like, if you're not able to kind of stop that stuff, it keeps going and getting worse. But I do like him talking with the kid and trying to get through to him and help him out. Danilo, come on, bro. You're going to miss movie night. You little doofus, come on. Father Javi said we could watch that Killer Doll movie. You what? It's only PG-13. You two are not 13. I grumbled, but I let them watch their movie. You have to choose your battles. Correct. They've all seen worse than Killer Dolls anyway. Yes, but that doesn't help. I mean, I was a kid and I saw the movie Leviathan, and it still freaked me out. Even though I knew it was fake, it's just something just latched on. I was like, whoa! Something about like I think it was like the body horror of being turned into like these fish people and mutating and like killing and murdering people. It's like, oh, it freaks you out, and then not having control over your body. Now granted, that is what I'm thinking of now. That's probably what was fucking with me. But like the imagery and like there's things slinking in the shadows, the unknown stuff. Granted, yes, that you can see worse stuff, but it's what can sometimes come out of it. And I've got an appointment to keep. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, Lord, it's been a hell of a week. I still don't know what that thing that crawled out of Electra was, but it said that there were others out there. Then there are the conspiracy theories about St. Nick. It's like, that's freaky fucking looking demon shit. It's like, ah, shit. I don't know who would want to destroy the work we do in your name here, but a false witness shall not be unpunished, and if he that speaketh lies shall not escape. It's like, yep, fuck that lying shit. Much of a lawyer's training is useless outside of the courtroom, as we pretty much start getting towards the end of the issue. But if I learned anything, it was the importance of research. Correct. Lies leave trails, and I know how to follow those trails. Reveal All Devils, the anonymous account that claims to have exposed St. Nick's, started by leaving comments on conspiracy sites all over the web. Then they graduated to posting their own hoax news articles. All that activity has left a signature of sorts. It's not long before I have a name. But learning the truth isn't the hard part. The hard part is that my friend is out to destroy me. Ben Urich, Daily Bugle. It's like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. And that's where that ends. And that Daredevil by Saladin Ahmed, Volume 1, Hell Breaks Loose, is on sale April 2024. So look into that. Or find this to kind of look into, read this yourself, see if you're going on. I enjoyed both of these issues. I really liked the story setups for both of them. Granted, one was in issue 1, so that kind of works out better. But I do think that this issue 2 still sets up a nice kind of jumping off point for Daredevil. Now, granted, if I had an inordinate amount, like more kind of time and resources and everything, I'd be able to go through and do all these other different kind of ones. But I really liked these ones. I really enjoyed them, and it was cool to learn Matt's status quo and learn the kind of voice of the creative team with this, both the art and the writing. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. I haven't had anything against Daredevil. I saw the Ben Affleck movie, and I'm like, okay, yeah, what the fuck? And I do have to watch the show at a certain point, but I think that this is a pretty good one. But if you're not into it, I totally understand that. We all have our various different kind of takes that we like on certain characters. Similar to like my stuff with like Sam Wilson, Steve Rogers, Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, Thor, the Avengers, Ghost Rider, all that kind of stuff. But I think this is a pretty good one. And I do like this Avengers, the Uncanny Avengers, and Steve getting this kind of more mutant-centric team, and even having other ones that aren't mutant-centric, but connected to the mutants in some way, like Quicksilver and Deadpool. So it's interesting to see how that kind of works out and how long that'll kind of go for. We do know that we are entering into some interesting kind of phases. The mutants are hitting back at Orchis at this point, so this one's definitely like old, but interesting to look into and look for those trade backs if you're interested in them, or just look into these must-haves. I think this is a really, really fucking good idea for Marvel and other comic places to do, i.e. just have these free kind of issues, like say a run's been going on for a while, and you're like, okay, let's see if other people would be interested in it, and then we're collecting, of course, the trade paperbacks, and boom, you get some free ones to get an idea. It's like, you know what, I might just either go and find some back issues, or go and get the trade pack as it's coming out. So, yeah, I think this is a really, really good idea for Marvel to do and others to do, and I would recommend people to check out, if you're into the X-Men / Avengers, to check out Uncanny Avengers, and if you're into Daredevil, to check out the new Daredevil run as well. So those are my opinions on the issues. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked them, if you didn't like them, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.